life is always building or creating crossroads for yourself. So you have crossroads, you give opportunities for you to choose. That was my guiding principles.
Money, wealth, assets, opportunities even that you may lose.
You must ask yourself if you love the people, because the only thing that can bind you to the people you serve is love. Ambition is not enough.
I have discovered the power of kindness, and that has made me a radical optimist. That's why I stay away from politics and from religion.
Countries that take unilateral action or coercive action.
Actually like Pinoy personally.
It's not a beauty contest who's ahead of who, but to...
Yes, we've been all irrelevant before, and I think we'll all be irrelevant again.
Martin's Mancave.
Welcome to the 78th episode of Martin's Mancave here on Podcast.Ph. My name is Martin Andanar. Our guest today is the Dean of the Far Eastern University School of Law. He's also been teaching at the Ateneo de Manila School of Law since 1986. As a broadcaster, Dean Santa Maria was awarded the Kapisanan ng Broadcaster ng Pilipinas, or KBP Best Public Service Host for Radio at its 23rd KBP Golden Dove Awards for 2015. He is the resident legal analyst of TV5. He also co-hosts the show Relacion with Luchi Cruz Valdez, Monday to Friday, 12 noon to 2 p.m. over Radio 5 and Action TV. Dean Mel Sta Maria writes for Interaction.com, and he has written several books already, mostly a compilation of his written work over Interaction.com and News 5. Dean Santa Maria also has written 3 law textbooks, Persons and Family Relation Law, Court Procedures in Family Law Cases, and Obligation and Contracts, Text and Cases. And of course, I mentioned earlier, Read My Mind and What is the Point? Without further ado, please welcome the famous Attorney Mel Sta Maria. Thank you so much, sir, for allowing me to document your life here on Podcast.Ph.
It's my pleasure to be here, Martin.
Firstly, tell us when you were born, where, and your parents.
Well, I was born in, of course, Manila, on February 23, 1957. I grew up in San Juan, Metro Manila, then known as San Juan Rizal. So the mayor I've learned to know is Mayor Erap Estrada. So that's my first salvo in politics, because he used to go around San Juan and we used to see him. And then I studied at Aquinas School, high school, and took up my college at the Ateneo. I took up Bachelor of Science in Biology. Well, I thought I was to become a doctor, but at the when I was about to take my entrance exam for medicine, I said to myself, no, it's not for me. So I shifted to law. I took up law at the Ateneo de Manila, and then graduated in 1982, and then my master's degree at the Morin Center for Banking Law Studies at Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. And I graduated in 1987. I started practicing law, and at the same time, I started teaching law at Ateneo. And along the way, I taught at Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Manila, and then also at San Sebastian, but only for brief periods. Until in November of 2013, I was asked to be the Dean of the Far Eastern University Institute of Law. Then, of course, there is broadcasting. In 2010, I was asked by Luchi Cruz Valdez to be the resource legal analyst for the national coverage in TV5 of the national elections. And from there, I went to Relacion. And along the way, I had some other programs like Solve na Solve, and now Politics for Beginners. and I guested in so many shows at TV5. And so what I do now, and I write at interaction.com for my commentaries, mostly in politics and current events. I teach at the Ateneo. I administer a law school at the Far Eastern University.
That's a lot of work for you.
And I broadcast at Action TV and TV5.
Tell us how it was growing up in San Juan. And tell us about elementary and high school.
San Juan is a small community. You almost know your neighbors from 1 kilometer down and up. I grew there with my 3 brothers and 1 sister. My father is Dr. Melencio Santa Maria, and my mother is Florencio Santa Maria. And growing up was simple. We had a very simple lifestyle, simple living. My father used to go abroad. He was a doctor at the United Nations, so more often than not, he was abroad. He either went home or we go to his place of assignment. And my mother was a normal housewife. And so you could just imagine that normal lifestyle where we go to school, come home, play, do our assignment, do our thing as children, and then play basketball. That was my favorite sport. Play chess. That was also my favorite sport. And then just doing the normal boyhood life. And when I was even young, I didn't have any notion of what is the best school, what's the good school, what's the most prominent school. I just went to school, and wherever it is, I go. So there you are. When I was so that was life in San Juan.
So elementary was in
Aquinas School.
Aquinas, yes.
Yes, it was administered by the Dominican Fathers. So going to college, I passed UP and at the Ateneo. But I was a scholar of the United Nations because my father was a doctor employee of the United Nations. So my sister told me, if you are going to use the money of the United Nations, might as well go to the Ateneo, not UP, so that we could maximize the benefit. So that was a reason why I went to Ateneo. But it was good. Ateneo was a life changer anyway because it taught me a lot of things.
Aquinas Elementary and High School. Who were your classmates then that you still see now?
We were close, but right now we are all spread out. But I used to see, for example, today, a Dr. Johnny Tan. He's my chiropractor. I go to get my body in shape, my bones aligned. So I go to him every now and then. My insurance agent is my classmate. So yeah, former classmates have been my, in a way, professional and partners in some transactions, and also my doctor, and also in terms of media, I have classmates in media who also advise me a little bit on the goings on in media. So it's okay. We every now and then meet, and I'd say who became very prominent in our batch at Aquinas School. I cannot remember, except one who ventured in the movies but did not go far. He's now in the United States. Is Marlon Ramirez. So, and we're just simple high school students having normal high school lives, loving to go with young high school girls, trying to date them. Just normal.
When you look back from where you are right now, and you look back to your high school years, did you ever imagine that you'd get this far?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I did not even imagine being broadcasting about 10 years ago. It was really out of sight, so to speak. But, life is always building or creating crossroads for yourself. So you have crossroads, you give opportunities for you to choose. So that's what that was my guiding principle. So when I went to college and finished college, so that was my first crossroad. Is it law or is it medicine? So just have to decide. I opted for law, and but up to now I would say, what if I studied medicine? What if I studied medicine and then law? Things like that. But the the journey is okay. It was a right decision, no regrets, because I love being a lawyer. And then after getting into law, then you take master's degree. Then you decide which field in masteral of law. Is it corporate? Is it litigation? Is it banking? So the only thing that led me to banking is that I don't know anything about banking. So I thought to myself, if I'll study corporation law is just the same as here in the United States. So might as well go into banking, because during 1982, the wave was investment banking, the wave of the future, universal banking, and investment banking. So I went there. So it was another crossroad. I chose that field. And then when I was teaching, in 1988, there was this law that came out. It was called the Family Code. So the dean of the Ateneo told me, I was teaching then public international law, and he said, there is a law which is very new. It's about family. I know it might be boring, but Mel, why don't you just teach it here at the Ateneo for the first time? So I taught the subject for the first time at the Ateneo. And in the process, I came up with a book. I have 5 or 6 editions of that book already. From a 91-page book, it's now a 978-page book. So it progressed, and it has been used by a number of law schools already.
The Bible.
The Bible of family law.
Yeah.
Continuous crossroads. And then when I said litigation and law practice is, I'm over with it. So it's either retirement, and then here comes broadcasting. And I said, why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm here. So it's a continuous, and then it's a crossroad. I consider it getting yourself, fixing yourself, or creating opportunities for crossroads, and choose. It's life.
Wow.
It makes life exciting.
Wow. Definitely exciting, coming from a point of view of a person who's about to choose something different from what the other people are so used to.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang
right.
Family law, tapos should I jump into this?
Right.
Into this new practice?
Right, exactly. And you know, when you go into broadcasting, into media, into mass communication,
it's different.
It's different. It opens you to a lot more things.
And who told you to get into broadcast?
You know, when I was asked, Ray Espinosa. Ray Espinosa was my classmate at the law school at the Ateneo. I haven't seen him for so many years since graduation. And then so suddenly, he called me up and said, Mel, si Ray to. So, Ray, how are you? So, long time no see, no talk. Mel, we just acquired TB5, MVP, Manny Pangilinan, and I want to talk to you, and I want to introduce you to Lucy Cruz Valdez. And at that time, it was election time. And so, the Ateneo, where Lente is based, an election watchdog NGO, decided to partner with TB5, and Lucy Cruz Valdez was there. And so we partnered at that time. And so being at Lente, a member of that group then, I became the legal analyst for that national coverage. And after the national coverage, Lucy Cruz told me and texted me, said, Mel, just wait for my call or text, because I think I have something for you at TB5. So that started it all. So I began doing Relasyon, a radio program where we welcome questions from listeners through text and phone calls about problems and questions about life, anything about relationship. So we started that in November of 2010, actually.
And being the man, the go-to guy when it comes to family relations.
Right.
Naturally, ikaw yun.
Oh, well, I give the advice, so to speak, on legal matters. But Lucy Cruz Valdez gives advice on emotional and practical things. No, and also she asked me questions, and I answer, and we come up with, as a matter of fact, so many insights. Even today, from questions of people outside there. You know, get insight. So many things about life. That's it.
Tell us about your siblings.
My sister is now the ambassador of the Philippines in the Federal Republic of Germany.
She is
Melita Santa Maria Tomacek. So she's now the ambassador of the Philippines to Germany.
Germany.
Yes, my older brother was an engineer, but he died. He died at the age of 43.
Very young.
Very young, and his name is Segundo Santa Maria. My brother, who is next to me, is Ireneo Santa Maria. He's the president of MGM Commodities, food packing corporation. And then my younger brother is connected with a realty corporation, Florencio Santa Maria, as a vice president for, I think, realty. So these are my siblings, and there you are.
Who are you closest to?
Well, I'd say I'm closest to my sister. No, my sister, because the ambassador. We talk all the time, but she's now in the Germany, so we don't talk too much. But every sibling has different concerns. Different concerns. So if I want to talk about realty, I talk to the youngest of my siblings, and if I want to talk about business, I talk to my brother. So now at this stage of my life. Well, it's not utilitarian, but it's just the way it is. Problems come in, right? But we're okay, we're good, and no problem with us.
What are the days that you miss when you think about your yesteryears, when you were younger and you were still with your family, you weren't married yet? Ano yung mga naalala mo na, nakakamiss to?
Well, of course, the usual family gathering. The usual family gathering.
And it happens where, usually?
Usually in Christmas time.
Okay.
Easter Sunday. And when my father comes home from abroad, we definitely sit every breakfast, dinner, and we're together. That's a must. So we talk about so many things. My father asked me questions and about life. How was your journey in life? Something like that. And but it's now replaced by my own family. No separation anxiety. It's just life. So that's what I missed. But it's a good thing, because discussions then are very different from discussions now.
The way that you celebrate Christmas now, does it mirror the way you celebrated Christmas before?
Right. Well, that's the point. No? It reflects. It's a continuity. No, you have a very beautiful, nice experience as a kid, and you replicate those things now. And yes, we eat the usual Christmas traditions of eating midnight dinner,
Noche
Buena. We do that also. We're just a normal family life. But now I have a son who finished AB Philosophy. His name is Joseph Santa Maria. He's also studying master's degree in philosophy at Ateneo, at the same time working at an NGO, and an NGO for that deals with the urban poor. My daughter just took up the November 2015 bar examinations. She's the one.
She's a lawyer now.
Right. No, not yet. She's waiting for the results of the bar now. And my young daughter, Therese, is the journalist. She wrote for Introduction for a while, and then went to Inquirer, and now she's with Summit, doing some magazine editing. So these are my three daughters. And they say, I usually tell my wife, look at our children. One is a teacher. My oldest son, he taught philosophy. He's a teacher. My second daughter will become a lawyer. And my third is in media. So that's all me.
What about her?
My children looks like my wife. Luckily enough, fortunately.
Nakuha nila yung natura, pero lahat nung skills, talent, sa'yo nagmana.
That's my joke.
Let's go back to Christmas. What would I see? What would people normally see on your table?
Well, we have spaghetti. We were just a simple family. We have spaghetti. We have the usual hamon. Yes, and we have the usual barbecue. We have barbecue, and we have fruits.
Pork barbecue.
Pork barbecue, and we have fruits. Lots of fruits, and then fruit cakes. and then we drink wine, of course, during Christmas time. Especially now, my children are all of age, so we do drink wine every Christmas. And well, that's all about it. It's not a lavish dinner, but a simple, nice, delicious dinner. So there you are.
Do you go to Simbang Gabi before you go to before you have your Noche Buena? Or,
Normally, we go to an anticipated mass for Christmas.
The day before.
Yes, the day before, and we participate. We participate in the mass by me, for example, being the lecturer. Lector.
Akala ko ikaw yung
Nagmimisa.
hindi. Akala ko nasa Belen.
No. I lector. Usually, my son is the service or the altar boys, so called, and then my wife also lector, and making our participation in the midnight mass very much more meaningful, I should say.
And then do you open your gifts midnight or the next day? Yeah. Okay.
No, midnight after eating. That's the gift wrapping, opening of gifts. So people get excited. The usual getting excited. So
what's the best gift you've ever received? I mean, literally a gift.
I cannot pinpoint any gift which is the best, because I think every gift is the best. It's just very good. Like there was a time when the laptop was just coming into fad. I was given a laptop, so I was very happy.
By your wife?
Yes, and a cell phone, not so sophisticated cell phone, but a relative modern one. So it comes in with what is on today. So it's happy.
Let's take a short break.
Yes.
When we come back, I'll ask you about your wife and you've talked about your kids already. This is Martin's Man Cave. We are with Dean Mel Sta Maria. This has been a great conversation. I work with Attorney Mel, and for the last 4 years, 4 years behind.
2010. 4 years.
2010. 6 years.
6 years.
And this conversation has been really revealing for me. Marami akong naalaman na hindi you would normally not get in a conversation at work. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
I'm zero in broadcasting. So when I was starting out, people will tell me, especially the producer and the director, I have so many things in mind which I think I can do better. But they will tell me, no, it's like this. You just have to trust them.